Target filled.
This video is for educational purposes only. It's not a recommendation to buy or sell. The video explains how the indicator made for Ninjatrader works. Why Ninjatrader? Because other software, especially web-based software, does not allow compiled and/or computed external data. They say it's for your safety. Is that really true? Okay, let's talk about the indicator. At 9:30, we had the initial unemployment insurance claims. Initially, I thought the market would gain liquidity at the peak of the London session. Since the market showed absolutely no willingness to go there, I placed a short order. And my bias was telling me that the market was bearish, so much so that I marked it with the white arrow. The times displayed in data loaded successfully are the times when the data is captured, every 15 minutes outside the market and every 2 minutes during the open market. If you notice it's not updating, press F5. Remember that when the market is awaiting important data, approximately 70% of the time it seeks 0 gamma, which is the risk-neutral position. And the real big players have huge positions to adjust, so they move like elephants or whales, making it impossible not to see them, of course. Are you now realizing why most software only has averages and simple indicators, RSI, Bollinger Bands, etc.? Understand that in the concept of liquidity, targets, or large movements, the market doesn't move in pursuit of your mini or micro contracts. It doesn't wait for a specific candlestick pattern. It moves based on reality and expectation. This is why economic data, as well as relevant geopolitical news or events, are so important. On this particular day, we had the initial unemployment claims. If the data comes in as expected, the market already has a target. If a completely unexpected number comes in, the market will fluctuate, and the big players will have to adjust their positions. The data came in as expected. Here we'll see a small example of how the market tries to deceive you and why I use a 1-hour time frame. Many would think the market will go straight to the target, but for that to happen, it needs liquidity, so it tries to make you think there will be a reversal, but those who have the indicator know that the largest positions remain down there. So when the market moved against my position specifically on that day, I placed 2 more short orders. The stop order is up there just to illustrate. Everyone has their own calculation of positions, but when using the indicator, please use larger time frames. 1 minute and 5 minutes have too much noise and won't get you anywhere. Using 1 minute or 5 minute time frames is the reason why day traders go broke. The gamma scale is constantly changing, but notice that the larger values always increase at the bottom. This is calculation and mathematics. These are the positions of large institutions being positioned lower down. The indicator has a 15-day free trial, and on the page you will find the session indicator and this other one that only tracks daily variation. The last 2 are free. Download and install it, activate your trial, place it side by side with your chart, and you'll start to see things you've never seen or imagined before. Using another platform? Okay, download Ninjatrader and use the indicator only to know the targets. You don't need market data. You can trade using the simulation or delayed data, no problem. As Jesse Livermore once said, big players are like elephants, but he was from the analog age. We are in the digital age, and this indicator was conceived, developed, and calculated for the digital age, in the same way he viewed the market. I'll show you the way, but it doesn't depend solely on the indicator. You need to have understanding and patience. You have to look at the economic calendar, knowing that before the release of important data, the market moves towards zero gamma. And that highly divergent economic data causes great volatility. Currently, it only works on NQ and ES, but in the near future, it will also work on Gold and Russell. Why did I develop this indicator? I've been studying and operating in the market for 5 years. Operating naked is like being naked in space. You have no foothold, no direction, nothing. Operating using traditional indicators and how to see the past. How will you know the future by looking only at the past? That's why I started looking at what the big players look at, the future. After all, the futures market means positioning yourself for the future, not the past. So, through conversations and insights from friends who trade in large funds, I put the pieces of the puzzle together. I use the indicator for myself, and I will only make it available to 300 users. No more than that. In this video, I don't need to say anything more, just think.